All right. Okay. So everybody watching? Yes? No? It's recording. Please watch. So you should have a 10 by 17 document, right? CMYK color and inches, not points. I had a student yesterday. It was like, Mister, why does mine look this way? Okay. I'm just going to use this for reference. So I'm going to place, let's place Sherry's. I'm going to do 2 of them. So there's our document. Everybody see it? Yes? Anyone? Yeah? Command R. Okay. Now I'm just placing these because they're already kind of done. You're not placing the PDF. You just have your artwork, right? Okay. So there's Annabelle's. Good. It's the right size. Thank you, Annabelle, for getting that right. Okay. So everybody looking? All right. So the problem, like I said, is we're going to print them on that printer, and I want a 1/2-inch white border around all of them to kind of like have them stand out a little bit. Because if we try to cut them right at the edge of the artwork on that banner material, it's going to be very difficult. Okay. So everybody there? Okay. So I'll lock that layer. Say you're done. Right? What's that? No. I'm just locking this one. You don't have to lock any of them. All right. So our document size is 10 by 17, right? You can see that there's no border, there's no white. The artwork fills the whole document. Yes. When you save it as a PDF, that's what's going to be in there. But we need some crop marks or trim marks. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to select my artwork. If you have a background that is 10 by 17, you can just select on that. Okay. What do I mean by that? Check this out. If you have a background color, and if you don't, you're going to have to make one, but just temporarily. Everybody watching? So say you have a background color. Everybody looking? Yes. Say it's kind of reddish, but it is exactly 10 by 17. You guys see it? Yes? Yeah?
Inches, right?
Yes, inches. All right. Now here's where everybody gets confused, right? We're going to get the rectangle tool. Everybody watching? Rectangle tool. It'll be recorded. Now, if I want a 1/2 inch all the way around on this document, on this image, this artwork, I'm going to add 1 inch to this. Check it out. I have the rectangle tool with a color. Right? I'm going to add 1 inch to the 10. I'm going to add 1 inch to the 18. Yes? Everybody see this? Yeah? And this is going to give me a 1/2 inch all the way around. Watch this. Because it's 1 inch, yes, but if you split it in 2, right, vertically and horizontally, you get a rectangle. Let me do a little lighter color. It's kind of hard to see. You shouldn't. You shouldn't have a white border yet. I mean, because then that means your artwork isn't 10 by 17. Okay. Oh, okay. So you have no color up here? Like it's white? Well, this is exactly why you need this, because we need to know where to cut. If you have no color in the background, or part of it, no color in the background, when it prints on that banner material, we won't know where to cut. We won't know where the edges are. So that's why we're doing this. Okay. So yeah, no. Just this is temporary. Watch, guys. I just made a new rectangle, and I put color on it just so I can see it. No stroke. All right. And it is 1 inch bigger than the 10 by 17. Right. So we get a 1/2 inch all the way around. See how this is a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch. Yes. All right. So just follow this step. Right. Regardless of what you have, if you have a white background, just create a 11 by 18 rectangle, and you got to put it square centered on there. Okay. If you can't find the center, you can put some guides, right? Anything you need to do. See how mine says center. It found the center. must be perfectly centered, right? And then let's go to, so you guys can see the transform panel is the one that shows you all the measurements and stuff. If you guys look here, oh, it moved a little bit, 18. Okay. Oh, it's got the link on. Got to be exactly 11 by 18. Cool. Everybody see it? Yeah. Now, here's what you do. Oh, I zoomed in. Sorry. Okay. So now we're only using this to create the trim marks, right? You select your rectangle, object. Down here, right there, it says create trim marks. These are like little guidelines that are going to help us cut. Boom. Now, if you look close, it's going to be hard to see on the projector, but it creates cut lines or trim lines or trim marks for the size that I just said. Okay, so that is for the 11 by 18 area. So this is going to give us a 1/2 inch all the way around of a white border when we're done. Watch. Now, this is important. We don't want that yellow background, right? So you select it and delete it. We only used it to create the trim marks. The trim marks stay. All right. They are vector. They are editable. It's kind of hard to see them unless I zoom in, right? But you don't want to touch them. We just use the 11 by 18 rectangle to create the trim marks, right? We used it up. Now we got to make the document, right? Not your artwork, the document. Remember, this is your document, the white square, yes? The white rectangle. Now we got to make the document include the trim marks, because if I save this as a PDF, we won't ever see these and we need to see them. So we got to make the document bigger. Make sure nothing is selected, right? This is just step 2. You click over here on your document, right here, document adjustment thing. And I'm not going to give you a measurement. You just want to make sure that you make it to where it encompasses those trim marks. So right there, I'm trying to get the height of the trim marks. I'm including the trim marks. See, and it can be right to the edge of them. Remember, nothing else can be selected or else you'll accidentally scale some of the artwork. But notice how I made the document, right? I extended the document to include the trim marks. I'm gonna do this one more time. All right. So this was before I made my document bigger, right here, right? Everybody should be here. We did our trim marks first. Then there's a document modifying tool there. Looks like a little piece of paper, right? Make sure you don't have anything selected, because if you have something selected and you click this, it's gonna make you adjust the images too. You don't want to adjust the images, so make sure nothing is selected when you first select that. Now all you do is you make it tall enough so you see that this guide, I know it's kind of hard to see up there, is gonna be within the new document size. You are changing the document size, yes, to include those. Let me zoom in on this one. They're right here. I know you can't see them on the computer. And they kind of almost will snap. The document, the new document will snap to the edges. If you look close, it'll be right to the edges. This one's off a little bit. That's okay. If this happens right there, that little gap, no big deal, right? Okay. Your artwork is still 10 by 17, but we included now a 1/2 inch border around. And without these guides, if we print it out over there, we won't know where to cut. All right. So that's why they're here. Okay. Now let me do that one more time with the other one. Okay. So now you save this as a PDF if it's ready to go. If you're still working on it, save it as AI. But say this one is done. Save as. And this is Annabelle's. Final. And if you want to even name it and add the little CRP crop lines, right? Just to differentiate it. PDF, save, press quality. Because this one with the crop lines is the one that we're going to start gathering today. Anybody that's done So we can start printing them on that banner material. Okay, so that's one. Let me do one more. Let's use Sherry's. We'll do the same thing. Do it nice. Pay attention, Michelle. All right, so here's Sherry's. Oh, very nice. Wow. Very cool. It is a correct size. That's good. Makes me happy. Thank you. All right. So there it is, right? Say you're done with your poster. And it's nice and perfectly in the document. Yes? Okay, here it is again. New layer. If you want to call it crop lines, trim marks, whatever. Right? And all I'm going to do on that layer is I'm going to click and I'm going to make this 11 by 18, right? 1 inch bigger. Oh, this one did a white one. That's fine. You can still see it. Hit the center. Right? Now that's centered. It's even all the way around. Cool. Object. Create trim marks. Right there. Boom. Get rid of the rectangle. We only use it to create the trim marks. You don't want it covering all your art. Right? Good. There's your trim marks. Cool. Now, step 2, make the document bigger. Okay. Now watch this. Do not select anything. Like here, I'm going to show you. If I select this and I hit the document adjustment thing, it's going to also include, oh, it didn't do it this time. It should have. Maybe because it's a PDF. All right. Oh, no, there it is. See, you don't want that. See how I stretched it? I didn't select it. So you don't want to do that. You want just the artboard. There you go. And it kind of snaps a little bit just to the height of the trim marks. And now to the width of the trim marks. And you can feel it kind of snaps. Just the document. Click off. Check it real quick. You can see, oh, that one's really good right on the edges of the trim marks. Right? Because if we don't make the document bigger, you'll never see the trim marks in the PDF. They'll be outside of the document. Remember, everything that's inside of the document shows up. Everything outside of the document, out in the gray, does not show up in a PDF. All right, everybody got that? 2 steps. All right, and again, you guys that are not finished, I see a lot of people still working on it. That's fine, but you could do this right off the bat right now because you've already established your poster size, which is 10 by 17. Cool. Again, then you would just go like this, save as. Save it as AI first if you want. Then save your PDF. And this is Sherry. Follow crop lines. I know it's like, oh, we have to save it one more time. Yeah, because I didn't realize until we printed them out that some people had like white backgrounds and we didn't know where we're going to cut. And it's very hard to cut right at the edge of the artwork. And no, the printer cannot cut automatically for us on paper or banner material. The printer only cuts when we do stickers and cut line on sticker material. Okay, so yeah, it will not cut. We have to cut these manually by hand, and that's going to be fun. All right, everybody got it? Okay, stop. That's how easy that was. If you need help, of course, I'll help you.